Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of NRL Season Review 2019. Today we're going to be talking about the 9th place West Tigers. It feels all too familiar, the 9th place West Tigers. Anyway, let's get into this. I'm going to break down the best players, their best win, the lows and the highs. Let's review the West Tigers for 2019. So in my opinion, the Tigers didn't do too bad this year. Yes, they did finish 9th. They were a little bit rocky in regards to consistency, but they weren't that bad, and that definitely proves it, finishing 9th on the ladder. Like the Bulldogs, the Tigers had a bit of a late charge towards the final, and one of the players that was leading the way into unexpected wins twice, once against the Bronco and one against the Rabbitoh, was Michael Cheekham. Michael Cheekham is a brilliant player, and I think he is a massive impact bench player. Starting, he is good as well, but I think coming off the bench, he brings a big energy and impact to this game, and I think we're going to continue to see that if he stays with the Tigers or whichever club he decides to go with. I think the Tigers were unlucky to lose a couple of games, if I'm honest, this year, but I think one game that they definitely deserved to win. They were on fire, but the Melbourne Storm came back and got them 24 points to 22. They could have won this game, man. Will Chambers from the Melbourne Storm absolutely snatched up Tigers fans' hearts, broke them into pieces. The Tigers performed very well at Amy Park here, which is very hard to do. This was also a really good game of football, if I might add, and I think this is one of the highlights for the Tigers this season, and they can take a lot of confidence in playing the bigger teams, the Storm, Roosters. I think they lost 24-16, but I also thought they were very good. Against the Roosters. That game was at Bankwest Stadium. One player that I will speak about that's definitely improving is Cory Thompson. He ran for almost 3,000 metres throughout the year. I think it was 2,943, which is a massive effort. He also scored 9 tries. He, at fullback, looks very good, and I think he's going to keep that position for a while to come. I really like watching this kid play. He is a maturing young player, and he is starting to show leadership, helping this team. You could even, this is a big call, you could even call him a future Benji Marshall, someone who can play in multiple positions and also lead the club. But Cory Thompson, for me, is probably one of the best players that the West Tigers have at the moment. You could speak about Benji Marshall and Luke Brooks. They were both fantastic players for this team as well. But there's someone for me I'm going to give credit to who I think is highly underrated, and that is Luke Garner. Now, Luke Garner only played 14 out of the 25 game, but he put in a massive effort for the club. He was great in the forward pack. He got injured in the 51-6 loss to the Eel, but when he did come back, he kept that consistency that he had shown at the start of the year. At the start of the year, Luke Garner was a fantastic player, and in my opinion, he definitely deserves to be in the top 3 players for the side. He is very underrated, and I can't wait to see him in the future. I've mentioned him before, but Michael Cheekham. This was the highlight of their season for me, beating the Broncos 22-16 up at Suncorp. I know the Broncos weren't fantastic this year, but that is not an easy job. And Michael Cheekham scored one of the best match winners of the year, in my opinion. A great dummy, a great run, and a big, big win. The Tigers were actually coming first in the first and second weeks, and Eels were coming second, which is crazy. But they started to lose a couple games, but this one really picked them up a bit. And in my opinion, this win over the Broncos was a game changer. And as I said, one of the best tries of the year in regards to late comebacks. Now, there is a lot of young talent coming to this club in 2020, like Billy Waters. There are a few other players, but there's also some losses from big players, and that's like Eason Masters and players like that. Now, for me, I just want to say, and you've probably seen my predictions, and I do apologise if you're a Tigers fan, but one team has to come last. Now, in my opinion, there is not enough depth at the West Tigers at the moment. They've also lost Ryan Madison to the Eel. In my opinion, the Tigers will be finishing bottom 4. I had them as wooden spoon. I can't see much for them. I hope I'm wrong though, because it is Benji Marshall's last year and I want them to be up and about and winning just for him. It would be lovely to see a premiership. Benji Marshall has been a big player, and as I said, he's had a good year this year, but I think there's some players that have really stood up when the Tigers needed it. The last thing I'm going to speak about is Leichhardt Oval. This is a fantastic stadium. I hope to return there in 2020. I absolutely loved it. Very disappointed that they lost to the Sharks, which could have put them in the finals for the first time in a while, just because of Robbie Farah. He's now played his last game. He's officially left the NRL. However, you can be happy with the advantage of that home ground. They beat the Manly Sea Eagles 20-6, and they beat the Cowboys 28-4. So Leichhardt is a very spiritual ground for them, and you can see that. But I'm very disappointed in that last match. I love the stadium. It just would have been so good. It was a sellout. I even wish it was a little bit better of a game. I didn't think it was a fantastic game of football. It was just a great atmosphere to be around, and I can't wait to return to Leichhardt Oval. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for another season review. This was the West Tigers in 9th position, which means we are officially into the top 8. 8 teams down, 8 teams to go. Trying to upload twice a week. It is quite difficult with these videos, but I will try hard for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe to the channel and keep your eyes peeled for the Sharks season review, which will be 8th position as soon as possible. Thank you guys.